if I had it my way, I would spend a lot more time throwing. But I have other things to do, and I'm fine with that. But when the weather's good like it was today, man, you gotta take some tosses. You gotta appreciate taking some tosses because the weather don't get better than it did today. It was nice, a little overcast, but the sun was out, and I got to watch a sunset. And to be completely honest with you, and I maybe have said this before, I really, really like my sunsets and hammer throws. I really, really like watching that sun goes down as it kisses the edge of the horizon. There's something I really appreciate about that, and then just being able to come out here and take some tosses. These went a lot better than they did yesterday, a hell of a lot better, but still got a lot to improve on, obviously. This game is made up of, what it comes down to sometimes is centimeters. It comes down to really, really centimeters, and you have to find a way to get those centimeters the best that you can. And one of the things that I've noticed with my throw, very, very specifically, and normally I wouldn't make a big deal about this, and I've tried not to make a big deal about this, but my off arm coming in just a little bit. My off arm wants to come in just a little bit, and I would think that it's not that big of a deal, and most people think that stuff like that isn't that big of a deal, right? But in this, I did the little exercise where I was tugging on it a little bit, and at the end of the day, it put some strain on my main arm that's holding the hammer. It seems so minuscule. It seems because I'm not doing it by a lot. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not over doing it to where it looks like I'm pulling on the hammer. But it happens right on 3 and 4, right? Which are probably the most important accelerators, most important time that you're accelerating the ball. And when I look at that, I can see that, and as I analyze more throws, I can see that that can be a problem. I'm snatching the ball out of orbit just a tiny bit. And yeah, that tiny bit doesn't matter, but it does. I could say that it doesn't matter, but it does at the end of the day, especially when we're talking about centimeters here, that you're talking about when you get into competition. The difference in winning and losing is some centimeters. Well, that arm tugging could take those centimeters off of the throw, and I'm going to have to work on that the best that I can. I really try when I'm coming out here not to think about everything. It'd be nice if I had a coach that could yell certain things to me where I could think about them as I go, but I try not to think when I'm out here. And I think that when you're in competition, you shouldn't be thinking too much either. You should be just throwing. You should be lucid. You should almost be like a lucid dream, just moving through the circle as efficiently as possible. But I have to find that balance, and this is what's tough for me, is I have to find that balance of thinking about something, seeing what you're doing wrong, fixing it, but not dwelling on it too much, because at the end of the day, you have to keep on taking throws, and the only way that you're going to get better is by taking throws. So that's something that I keep on the back of my mind as far as like the balance of, yes, you need to correct this, but it doesn't need to dwell. It doesn't need to be the only thing that you're thinking about. It's something else that messes me up that I can't think about now. I literally can't think about it I've tried to think about it, but it doesn't help me at all. Is sitting down on the hammer, sitting back against the hammer. When I think about that, completely kind of messes up my timing, kind of messes up my cues, and yeah, kind of a frustrating thing, especially when you're trying to improve on something, you're trying to fix it, but you can't. You have to tell yourself that you're going to make it happen, but then not think about it too much is the reality of that there, because when you think about it too much, it doesn't help actually improve the throw how you would want it to. So I'm learning. It's a learning process. Every day I learn something new, but yes, that is a delicate balance beam of thinking but not thinking too much. So I don't know how you do that, because in competition you really don't have a. And I look at the big thrower, the good throwers, or whatever. Even if they do have a coach and the stands there, they might look up at the coach and they'll tell them something. But at the end of the day, you're on your own. You are on your own in that ring by yourself. So uh, the best thing that you can do is kind of just go in there and throw, and try not to be sitting there dwelling about every little thing. And even the kids that I coach now, I try not to give them 50 different things, because I think that in practice, yeah, you can take a couple of cues and try to correct it, but definitely in competition, you can't. It doesn't help to be like, you're doing this wrong and this wrong and this wrong and that wrong. I think that's almost to a detriment to you at a certain point, especially in competition. It doesn't help. So that's something that a coach knows, that they're only gonna. I mean, if you're out of whack, then you're out of whack. That's just the bottom line about it. But a coach kind of knows what to say, and in certain instances, and sometimes all there is to say is to go throw. Like, it might not have that distance on it that you want. It might not be going the way that you want, but you kind of got to just, at a certain point in competition, you got to just throw. So I take that mindset in there with me when I practice as much as I can, because I think that that's more. It's more. It relates to competition a lot more, because that's what you got. I mean, you got what you got, and you're gonna have to put it. You're gonna have to figure out a way to put it together at the end of the day. So, and you don't have somebody holding your hand. Same thing with a football coach or soccer coach, any coach. They can tell you all that they want, but you have to put the ball in the bucket. You've got to put the goal in the hoop or whatever. You're going to be the one that has to do that. So that's a very, very important thing. You are the one that is the owner of your destiny at the end of the day. But alas, that's just about all I got. You already know what the deal is. Run on your toes, keep your mouth closed, lock your doors, and save your throws, and most importantly, live to fight another day. I'm to get out of here.